Yeah, well, first of all, I'm truly humbled and honored. It's really an incredible feeling to win this award. I was originally a CRI postdoctoral fellow, have been involved with CRI since early 2000 or 2001, and it's just a tremendous feeling of gratitude and support from CRI and from AACR to have our work recognized. And that means that we're doing something that we hope matters for patients and for science in general. Immune health is really the idea that each of us has a distinct immune system, immune fingerprint, and really immune characteristics because of our own unique immune history. We can think that genetics impacts a lot of our biology, but actually the immune system remembers all of our previous immunological encounters from our lifetime. Those previous encounters impact our future responses. And so the idea of immune health is if we can characterize that individual immune fingerprint, we can think about not just personalized medicine, but personalized immunotherapy, taking advantage of one's own immune system and immune characteristics to really design treatments that work just for that individual. And we often see in clinical practice that there are places in cancer immunotherapy, in autoimmunity, where you have what we call clinical equipoise. That is, you have a choice of different drugs, but really don't have data on how to make the choice between those drugs. We envision immune health as being able to use the immune system to help make those decisions in a way that's right for that individual patient based on the way their immune system has evolved over their lifetime. I think there's a lot of really interesting stuff to look forward to at AACR this year. First of all, we've seen an explosion in our appreciation for immune ecosystems in tumors. The idea of spatial organization of immunology in the tumors and even in the lymph nodes is really changing the way we think about cancer immunotherapy. Second, I think that we're seeing continued advances in being able to engineer and access the immune system in new ways, whether it's CAR T cells and engineering CAR T cells in novel ways for solid tumors, or whether it's provoking distinct types of responses by tickling various on and off switches in the immune system using other kinds of immunological drugs. I think we're going to see a lot of advances in those areas soon. And then third, I think what's become very exciting is this concept of interception, which has taken on new expectations and new opportunities to intervene earlier and earlier in the cancer disease process, hopefully even before cancer has started, to prevent the development of cancer. The more we understand about the origins of certain types of cancers and their immunological interactions, the more we can intervene early to prevent cancer from developing. I think in the next 10 years, we're going to see more and more personalized immunotherapy, taking advantage of being able to measure individual patients' immune systems and then matching immunotherapies to their own immune systems rather than treating everybody like they're the same. I think that's going to be a major advance, and we've seen some hints of that already, and we're starting to understand how to use that more effectively. I think we're going to see an explosion in cancer prevention, not just from interception, but also the ability to access the immune system and perhaps other mechanisms to prevent cancer from developing, to react at earlier and earlier stages of those first changes that occur in cell types that could lead eventually to tumor progression. I think we're also going to see more evidence of cures. We've done very well in some cancers. Melanoma is probably one of the easiest places to look for great success, in some leukemias and lymphomas. But I think as we put immunotherapy earlier and earlier into our disease treatment courses, we're going to see more and more cures in other kinds of diseases. And that's obviously great for patients. What it's also going to reveal are the places where we're failing. And it's going to reveal the types of biology that we still don't understand. And so along with that increasing rate of cures is going to be the recognition that not all patients are the same, and not all tumors, even in the same tumor type, have the same kind of interaction with the immune system or the rest of the body. And then finally, I think we're going to see an ability to thread the needle between immunotherapy and provoking adverse events such as autoimmunity. And the more we can thread that needle, the more we'll be able to treat patients more effectively. Well, I think you have to love what you do, and you have to do what you love. I mean, I think it's really important to find that passion and that thing that really inspires you to be thinking about the problem or thinking about the topic, even when you're not at work, or the thing that you sort of can't control, but you get fixated on and just can't wait to see how it turns out. So my advice would be to follow your passion and, look for the opportunities to enjoy science for science sake, and to make the discoveries for the sake of making the discoveries. I think it's really important to do the important experiments, to focus on the questions and the problems that are really the big problems. And if you do that, the basic science will take you to things that matter and have an impact. So I just encourage people to focus on their passion and really stay committed to following their hearts about that.